Hey, hello, hi, what's up, nutcases? It's Taylor from the Backseat Therapy Session, currently in my back seat. Um, I have a fun little question for you that I want you to answer to yourselves. What would you do with $1 million? It's a lot of money. 1 million, lots of zeros. You're probably wondering, Taylor, where'd you come up with such a crazy idea that everyone has asked someone at least once in their life? Well, I was at work and I was talking to my friend Angel, and he asked me, and I came up with this crazy thing, and I wanted to bring it to you, and maybe it could start a conversation between you and your friends, and then another conversation, and another conversation, and then I could feel that I was a part of a giant conversation. Or nobody watches this and I get to talk about what I do with $1 million. Either way, I win. So, what would I do with $1 million? Let me tell you. First off, I would move out of my parents' house and I'd move to the valley. Why the valley? Which valley? It's the San Fernando Valley. Why the San Fernando Valley, Taylor? Well, here it goes. Here's the thing. The San Fernando Valley is right in the middle. Okay, it takes 15 minutes to get from Hollywood to Burbank to Glendale. Currently, where I live right now, it takes about 35 minutes, maybe 40, to get to Hollywood, about 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes to get to Burbank, and about a couple hours to get to Glendale, because Glendale traffic sucks. But if I were to live in Newhall, for all I know, I could be riding my bike to certain open mics. How cool would that be to actually save some money, get some exercise, and not have to deal with parking for going to an open mic? That sounds amazing. Now, what kind of house would I live in Newhall? I would like a one-story house with 3 rooms, maybe more, but at least 3 rooms. Taylor, why 3 rooms? Perfect. That's a beautiful question. 1 room for me, the second room for another comic. Now, here's the thing. The third room is for the podcast room. I want to have like a legit podcast, like an actual podcast, with actual equipment and stuff, And I want to set it up in there, and the person who lives in the second room, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I feel like they don't have to pay a portion of the rent, or like if it becomes popular enough to where I have ads, we can split the ad revenue, like the ad money, and they can stay with me. They just have to do the podcast, right? So if I get let's say I get 1 roommate a year, 1 new roommate a year, that's an entire year of podcast with a different person and different perspectives in case I can't get a guest or something. Or if that doesn't work out, I can at least, do this, but in a much more comfier place, because it's burning hot in this car. I don't know if you can tell, but I am sweating. It is burning hot in here. I'm surprised I haven't cooked yet. High five to me. I'm clean. Anyway, then I also think it'd be really, really cool to have an empty pool. I know it'd be cooler to have a full pool, but it costs like a lot of money and like water and stuff. But when I can just have an empty pool, and not only can I like ride a skateboard in it or like a bike and like do cool tricks, I can also design the bottom of the pool. Like every day, just kind of wake up, spray paint a little bit here, spray paint a little bit there, and if I messed up, I can redo it. Just paint over it and then redo. I think that'd be the coolest thing ever, is to design a pool. I kind of have like this fantasy, Since I have $1 million, I won't have to work all the time. I can do part-time for a little bit, if I keep spending, down, if I don't spend too much on a bunch of crazy stuff, and I only live within means of means, like I'm not going out every night. If I act the way I act now, I won't have to get a 40-hour job. I can get 25 to 30 hours, which means I can sleep in. I sleep. I sleep 5 to 6 hours a night, plus some naps here and there. But I would like to sleep, like actual sleep, like 8 hours, or like till 8 a.m. That'd be really cool. Because right now I wake up at 6:30 in the morning. It's cool. I don't enjoy it. It's not fun all the time. I think it'd be cool, sleep, wake up, the sun hitting your face. You smell that. That's opportunity. Opportunity in the morning. And I go for like a run. Like right now I'm doing 20 minutes, but hopefully I can do like an hour run. That'd be super cool if I can do like an hour run. and I come back and I shower, and I have like a really nice body because I run for an hour and I'm eating well. That'd be really cool. And then all those chemicals in my brain are like really happy, and then I can sit down and have a podcast, and I think that'd be really cool. And I also think, like, if I had $1 million, who cares about parking tickets? Like, I have $1 million. I can get like a bunch of parking tickets and then pay off those parking tickets, And I mean, I wouldn't have to worry about like my car breaking down because I'd have $1 million or like a good sum of change to like fix it, And like, I could use all that time that I have extra that I'm not working 40 hours a week. And I can also go look for an actual job or do an internship of something I actually truly want to do. I think that'd be the coolest thing ever. And there's also like, there's that fantasy, but there's also the fantasy of having $1 million and then like moving to Austin, Texas, and then working with Audrey Marcus at On It. There's also that crazy psychotic plan. I mean, with $1 million and the right amount of planning, opportunity, vision, and talent, I mean, if you really think, it's like sky's the limit. One thing starts another thing, which starts another thing, which then puts you in another place, and then that place puts you in another place. Like, it's like, what? It's funny how life works, If you just keep at something, if you keep doing something, eventually, it gets better. Eventually, it all works itself out. Eventually, I mean, the amount of lessons I have learned just by pursuing stand-up and this podcast and trying to become a smarter person and a happier person has opened so many doors. So many doors. I mean, I don't want to get too much into it because this is basically the next episode we'll be talking about, where I talk about friends, loyalty, and respect. But I mean, because of who I am, I've been able to make friends, like, super easily, just being a decent human being. Like, I met my friends, Justin and MJ at Flappers, like, last semester in college, right? And, I was sitting at the very front of Flappers at the open mic, and I was just laughing at everything. And one Wednesday, class got canceled, so I was able to get there earlier, and I saw him there, and we just started talking, like, hey, you're that guy who laughs at everything. Yep. And then they let me hang out with them at the table, and then from that, I was able to hang out with Justin and MJ, but then I got to meet their friend, Jody, and then I was able to hang out with Jody, and then I got to hang out with Jody and Justin, and that was, like, really cool. And, like, now, like, on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays, I now have people I can hang out with, and because of learning that I can make friends just by being myself, that really weird person who giggles all the time, I was able to make even more friends. I was able to make friends with the host of the open mics, and I was able to have people just kind of like, hey, were you that dude? Like, yep, that's me. Like, oh, cool, nice to see. And I can, like, be able to communicate with people, and, like, and it's like, it's just really cool. And, like, I don't have to explain myself. I don't have to explain that I'm a weird person, that I'm strange, They already know. Like, they're like, I think people are drawn to me because I'm weird. Or, like, this guy seems weird. And he goes, oh, yeah, he's really weird. I don't have to apologize for being weird. I can just be 100% myself, and it feels amazing. It's so cool to be able to finally just be myself, and people are like, we like this. You're sticking with us. It's like, it's the coolest thing ever. And I'll talk more about that on the next episode, where I talk about friendship, loyalty, and respect. And without further ado, if you are a nutcase like me, I salute you. Ha ha ha!